Welcome back. You know, no, we forgot to take that down. It's just going to be sitting there the rest of the show. Okay. All right, I don't want to hear that song again. It's not worth it. You know, my first guest from such films as Gosford Park and Cruel Intentions, he can now be seen in the terrific new film, Crash. Please welcome Ryan Phillippe. Huh? Look at this. Look at that right there. Both wearing blue suits, both wearing purple shirts, both impossibly handsome leading men. That seems weird to me.
It works, man. It works.
Well, 2 out of 3, anyway.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, man.
You know, a lot of people come here promoting films. Some are better than others.
Yes.
And I don't have to say anything I don't want to say. Crash is easily the best film I've seen in a long time. It's an excellent movie.
That's excellent.
You guys got to be thrilled to be part of this movie.
We are. I mean, you know, a film like this is rare. I mean, you know, you often do find yourself in the position of promoting a movie that you don't really feel as passionate about, and it's an easier process when you really believe in the movie that you have out. Definitely.
Right. It's not like you're here for Biodome 9 or something, you know.
No, maybe one day.
See it, yeah, you'll get in there. Well, it's funny because we had Matt Dillon on the show.
That's what I heard.
And he plays a partner of yours.
Yeah.
You're both policemen in this film in Los Angeles, and he said that to prepare for the role, that you guys went out and actually went on patrol in a police car.
We did. Did he tell you about the transvestite?
No. I would remember a transvestite story. No, he didn't. He told a story about, you know, seeing a suspicious car, but they didn't pull it over or anything. But he never said anything about transvestites.
Yeah, well, there might be a reason. We went out and we were with this officer who wanted to show us, you know, sort of what he does. And we're driving along, and he's telling us to look at different things. And whenever he asked us a question about a situation, it was like being in school. He expected an answer that we couldn't give. And we're riding along, and we see this person. He goes, "That's a man." And we look over, and it appears to be a woman with a dress and, you know, purse and the whole thing. And he goes, "You know how I know?" What would you say?
Has a penis. I don't know. See that penis right there? Rule number 1. No, I don't know. I would say looks, you know, sometimes you're down in the meatpacking district, they have broad shoulders. I would say broad shoulders.
No way. Yeah, he said the shoulders and he said the arms, long arms.
I hate to be the expert here on transvestites. Yeah, you know by the shoulders.
It's a little strange.
But to get a really good one,
Yeah, he said long swinging arms. So then not only does he have to point out the transvestite prostitute, but we have to pull over and talk to this person.
Right.
You know, Matt and I are probably not the 2 most above-board guys on earth, so we're already a little uncomfortable hanging out with a cop, and we're even more uncomfortable hanging out with a cop who is harassing someone, like just who's walking down the street.
Sure, right.
So we pull over and we're talking to this person, and the transvestite person was a little getting upset with the cop, like, "Why are you bothering? Why are you picking on me?" And in this person's anger, she notices me and tells me that she hates Studio 54, which was a movie that I was in about 8 or 9 years ago.
Wait, so getting mad at the cop and then wheels on you and says, "Hey, Ryan Phillippe, I hated that movie."
I saw you in Studio 54, and that's a terrible movie. And of course, being an actor and like innately insecure, I start apologizing. I'm like, "Well, you know, I was young. There was a better movie there, but you know, they cut it." I'm explaining the process. And so we end up, okay, so that was absolved. He kind of let the person go on their way. We're driving back in the car, and I sat up front with a baseball cap on because I knew we'd be in a squad car. And Matt sits in the back. We pull up at a stoplight, and this kid looks over and sees Matt Dillon in the back of a squad car and starts calling everybody he knows on the cell phone and then using his camera phone to take pictures. And maybe
I saw that picture, actually. Yeah, it was everywhere.
I'm surprised it didn't get out, actually.
It was in the paper, talking about things being in the paper. You know, just because you're a celebrity, you show up in the paper occasionally.
A lot more than I'd like to.
Yeah, and I'm never sure what's real, what's not real. And I read something that actually sounded pretty cool, that I guess it was a post-Oscars party that you went to Prince's house. That you and your wife, Reese Witherspoon, went to Prince's house, and I was thinking, like, that would be very cool. I mean, even if that's not true, I would try and get it out there, because I don't think he's such a recluse.
Yeah.
You know, to go to Prince's house seems like a big... Is that true, first of all?
It's true, and wait till you hear what I did. So it's late. We'd gone to the Vanity Fair party, and then P. Diddy had a party, and we were invited to that. We don't go out too often, so we wanted to extend the evening.
Right.
And somebody goes, well, Prince is jamming at his house, and it's like 2:30 in the morning. And what could be cooler than going to Prince's house while he's jamming, right?
Right.
But this is after a night of copious drinking. We get to his house, and it's purple, and there's the symbols everywhere.
On the outside of the house or on the inside?
Yeah, both.
The house is... So I could find this house easily, is what you're saying. There's a purple house with symbols, yeah.
It's sort of off the road, but yeah, I mean, the front door's got this symbol and everything.
Right.
But he goes by Prince now, from what I understand, again.
Right.
But,
Right.
So we're in this party. My friend comes over. It's a long drive to Prince's house. It took about 30.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. about 30 minutes. So I get there. I have to use the bathroom.
Right.
And so I'm looking for it, and I can't find it in this house, and there's all these people. My friend comes, come meet Prince real quick. Come meet Prince. I'm like, okay. So he takes me over, and there's music going on. Like, they're playing, they're jamming. I don't know this because
Prince
I'm
is
inebriated.
actually in his house playing music?
Yeah, a keyboard, which I didn't notice when I was introduced to him, right? So my friend takes me over, he goes, Prince, this is Ryan Phillippe. You just met his wife, Reese. This is Ryan. This is what I say to Prince. Hey, Prince, where's the bathroom?
And he's there doing in the middle of a show. Is he in the middle of a song?
Yeah, which I didn't realize. But I grew up in the 80s, obviously, and Prince, The Purple Rain came out when I was about 13. I think he's a musical genius. But
Sure,
my first words and only words, really, to Prince were, Prince, where's the bathroom?
Did you actually put your hands over his hands on the keyboard, like, stop playing, man? I want to,
No, but he looks around, he looks at me like I'm insane, and then he goes, down the hall to the left. I go, thanks, Prince, and I dash off, and that was my only. What
was the bathroom like? That's what I want to know. Was the toilet a weird symbol that you have to sit on or something?
No, it was pretty standard.
Did it play music?
No.
Wow. Now I want to ask you. I know that you have how many kids do you have?
50.
You have 15 kids. Wow, you've been busy. Yeah.
I have 2.
You have 2 kids.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, do your kids, are they old enough to know what mommy and daddy do, that you guys are famous and that you're in movies? Do they know that yet?
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird kind of decision you have to make at a certain point. How much do you tell them? How much do you show them? My daughter is 4 and a half, and she's incredibly smart. And so she catches on, and she knows, she hasn't seen Legally Blonde, but she knows what it is, and she knows that her mommy played Elle Woods and this whole thing. And she has the Barbie and the whole thing. And sees the billboards.
That's strange to have a doll of your mom. I would think.
I don't know how I feel about that, actually.
I keep giving my daughter the Conan doll, and she's not interested. Not a big seller.
Give her the Vinnie Barbarino.
Yeah, give her that's actually the Vinnie Barbarino with a different head. And so does she know? Has she seen you on TV?
Yeah, well, she picks up on things. The only show we really let her watch is American Idol, because anything else we're sort of afraid of what she might see.
Right.
And I guess last week during the show they were running commercials for Crash, and she had been put to bed, and I come home to give her a kiss goodnight, go up to her bedroom, and she was groggy, and I kind of turn her over. I'm like, Ava, good night, I want to give you a kiss. She goes, Daddy, I saw the commercials for Crash. Looks cool.
That's really nice. That's really nice.
4.5 years old.
Clearly your finest work.
It intrigued me. Like, what did she respond to? The racial overtones, the subject.
Yeah. L.A. is a complex society. You captured it very well. All right, go to sleep. No. I really believe.
It's funny. How's your kid?
She's doing great. Talks nonstop.
Excellent.
Actually, my kid talks.
Where does she get that from?
I know. That's the funny thing is that my daughter was tugging at her ear the other day, and my wife took her to the hospital because she thought maybe she has an ear infection. And the doctor didn't know who that my wife was, had any relationship to me or who the baby was. And so the doctor was just going over and said, no, the ears are fine, doesn't have an ear infection. And then was listening to my daughter talking and talking and talking. She said, that girl's 19 months old and she's talking this much? And my wife was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, the father's Conan O'Brien. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was like, babbling on and on and on to no point. I want to make sure we show a clip from Crash.
Yes,
because this movie, it blew me away. And as I said, I don't want to overset things up, but you are partners with Matt Dillon's character.
Yeah, I'm partners with Matt Dillon. In our story, it's an ensemble drama about 12 different characters and intersecting storylines. Amazing cast. Matt and my storyline is sort of like we're our ideologues are opposed. He's got some racial issues.
Right.
I'm angry about it, and
you're new, and you're an idealist, and you think that
yeah, and my character sort of finds a strength in the middle of the movie, and then ends up making a terrible mistake toward the end. But yeah, we're kind of at odds, and I think actually this clip, from what I understood, was a clip where I'm talking Terrence Howard out of getting himself killed by the police.
All right, let's take a look at this this clip from Crash. Yeah, it's tense. Great. It's a great film. Crash is in theaters now. Congratulations. Really, great work. Ryan Phillippe, we'll take a break. Wanda Sykes coming up. All right, everybody, we have returned. Fine show tonight. We got a fine show coming up tomorrow night. Tune in from the new movie Kicking and Screaming. Will Ferrell going to be joining us, and musical guest Louis XIV. So watch. The hell was that?